Good afternoon and welcome once again, wonderful people of Biafra and the humanity at large from all the nook and crannies of the globe. We are IPOB Truth Bearers. We have come again today, being Sunday the 29th of January 2023. And according to our Sunday school, this is the season 44th of its kind. Today we have come again to do what we know how to do the best, which is dishing out the truth to the world, which is turning the world upside down with the truth, which is debunking all the lies as much as possible, according to our capability, debunking the lies from Biafra land, debunking the lies from all over Republic, Zoological Republic of Nigeria, debunking even the lies, deception, and colonization of the international conspirators against our indigenous people, the Biafrans, and also debunking the lies in the projection of our pursuit to regaining our freedom, as we know that our freedom have been seized. Our freedom have been seized by the Britain, by the Nigerian government, by the Fulanis, by all haters of the indigenous people of Biafra, including our internal saboteurs, those who are imposed on us as our political leaders, as our traditional leaders, and the colonial religious leaders as well, and also the political thugs, their assassins, the terrorists, the terrorists in Nigerian uniform, as in the Fulanis, the terrorists in Nigerian army, as in the Fulanis, the terrorists in Nigerian government, as also controlled by the Fulanis. These are the things we are fighting against. And we do not carry our own arms, we do not have ammunition, but we have our own weapon, and that weapon is the truth. With the truth, we dismantle, with the truth, we sensitize the people. With the truth, we develop the mindset of our people. We are not like Ojos of Kalo, Ojos of Fulani, Ojos of Fulani who claims to be educated, who claims to be elite, but he never understands. Or he understands that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu does not need any shorty, but he is politicizing Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's freedom, politicizing Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration, politicizing the fortune of the entirety of us, the Biafran, only for his political interest, because he is a slave to the Fulanis, because he wants Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to become a slave to the Fulanis just like himself, because he wants all of us to remain slaves to the Fulanis as they sell our rights. The same is applicable to the so-called Chukuma Soludo, but for real, he is Chukuma Solo Oko. Chukuma Solo Oko, because there is nothing like peace in his attitude. There is nothing like peace in his governance, like nothing like peace in his political career. Because if there is anything like peace, he will call Nigerian government for referendum and for immediate unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about coming to promise to shorty Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He claims to be a professor, but he does not understand, or he really understands, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not need any shorty. But out of his hypocrisy, he is doing so without him understanding that he is exposing his idiocy by such a demand, why he will be demanding for immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, because even the terrorist court of Nigeria has looked into his case, using all mediums to weigh it and come to the conclusion that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are innocent, that we are free from all of the allegations having leveled against us. The allegation which made them to go and kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, bringing him back to the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. But for the sake of their politics, and this politics is all about selling out, selling the rights and the fortunes of the indigenous people, both the past, present, and the futuristic generations. And we have endured it so long, and we are pushed to the wall. We have no option than to bounce back, than to put resistance. And that is exactly what we are doing. And that is the reason you must support Sit at Home whenever it is declared, and the most especially by Simon Ekpa and the autopiloters, because it is very, very important, because we believe in no election in Biafra land, because the election, the continuous election in Nigeria and in Biafra land is the reason for the continuation of the slavery having been meted against us. And that is the reason I always remind you that they deceive you to tell you that PVC means permanent voting card. Yes, that is what they interpret it to be. Then what are you voting for? You are voting to endorse the continuation of their conquest over you, over your community, over your region, over your tribe, over everything, and to Fulanize you, to Islamize you. That is the reason they tell you to vote. And that is the reason I tell you in other way rounds, PVC means permanent validation of conquest. Permanent validation of conquest. That is the medium they use to validate the conquest of the Britain over Nigeria, the conquest of the Nigerian government over all of the indigenous people, and in the favor of the Fulanese and of the Britain and all other international conspirators against them. They have what they call a global conspiracy against our people because of their interest. And that is the reason even the so-called international community have refused to be speaking truth to justice. However, whether they speak it or they do not speak it, we have the obligation, we have taken it as our own point of duty to be dishing out the truth to our people, because we must decolonize you from decolonization. That is our duty. That is what we have chosen to do. That is what God has called us to do. Even though nobody pay us and we are not interested in anybody's bribe for doing what we are doing or to change and to compromise, but we are stable. So it is very, very important that you give your necessary attention to us, listening with open mind, taking away your sentiments, your hypocrisy, your emotion, and be ready to face the reality while we provide you with the reality you should know from where your liberation begins. Because when you know the reality and train your mind on how to face the reality at all times and in all circumstances, that is when you begin to put resistance to unrealistic events and life. From there, you become your self-determinator. So your self-determiner, like ourselves. That is what we are going. We are working towards self-determination. So we are to be our self-determiners. Anyone who is still talking about Nigeria election, about leadership in Nigeria, or leadership in the name of Nigeria in Biafra land, is the person who do not want us to have our self-determination. Rather, he wants the so-called colonial leaders, the colonial leaders, having been imposed on us, to continue to be determining our fate. And we have come to say no to that. All hail Biafra. I remain your serviceable servant, evangelist Inimakalo, who hails from Ohafia. Ohafia is in Abia. Abia is in Biafra land, and I domicile here in the city of Valencia, from where you are listening to my voice. I now pass the microphone to my comrade, veteran Silvano. Are you ready? If not, Mama Patricia, just take up the microphone, give your preliminary word to Biafrans, also introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Collins. God bless you.
Good.
Here we go today. Good afternoon, Biafrans, wherever you are residing. Good morning, good evening. You all are highly welcome to this platform. We are back on course, and that is what we do every Sunday. This is the Sunday school that we all need to rally around and get the message, because we are here. We, the children of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we, the followers, and we, the ones that he has called up, he has revived to take the preaching of redemption, the preaching of freedom, the preaching to get back that Biafra that was in the minds of our enemies, that they thought they have buried, but they don't know that it has resurrected again. And this time, the light will shine. Life will spring up again and spread over all the continents of Africa. And dignity of woman will be restored to blacks all over the world. This is the time appointed for it. The enemy really came late. They would have come earlier before Mazi came to do their damage. But since Mazi came up in the appointment of God Elohim, all their struggles are vain. The enemies are just kicking in their coughs, kicking in their coffins. We have come to maintain that same truth with which he used to destroy the zoological, destroy international lies and grip over the people of God. That truth, which is the sword of the spirit, which nothing, no power in heaven or on earth or under can stand before the truth, because the truth is God. And with God, he has prevailed over man, over spirits, and over any wicked operations that may come from anywhere. That's why we give God the glory, because he has remembered us at these later days. We give God the glory because he brought our indefatigable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nwa Chineke ka a na-akpọ ya. His times, they come once in a generation. Once in each generation, God appoints men like him. As he appointed Moses, Elijah, and Elisha, as he appointed until Jesus came and handed over power to men to take back their life, their land, their freedom, the authority. And that is how Mazi came in our own time and our generation. His work is indelible, and it is making history. Our enemies, the European or Western powers, they know it. Those in the zoo already, they know who they are. They know who has touched them. They will never be the same again, and they will ever regret never to meet him. In fact, wherever they are going, whether in life or in the spirit, they will be running and asking God, may we never meet somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, nwa Chineke. We thank God for him. And Mazi, we say, may God continue to write your deeds on the sky, in the spirit world and in heaven. May God bless you and strengthen you, because even as you are there, you are saying that we should be tough because you are tougher than the toughness that they have presented to you. So Biafrans, we are here. It is time for us to fight once and for all. That's what Mazi told our enemies, that we should speak to them at the gates. We shouldn't fear our enemies so long as we're standing on the truth. So long as what we are fighting is our legal, rightly possession. We shouldn't tremble or fear. Fear only comes when you have some skeleton in your cupboard. If not, stand firm like David before Goliath, and you see how they will melt low like a dwarf. So Biafrans, this message is for the remnants those who know who owns them, that is Elohim, those who know who gave them that inheritance, those who have known the truth from Mars, because he went to where they hid the lie and he dug it open and brought the truth out. And there's nothing that can stand before the truth, and nothing will work against the truth. But for the truth, everything will bow down. So Biafrans, get up from wherever you are, the remnants I'm talking to. Let us all guard up our loins, take our arms now, and defend our lives, defend our tribe, defend our inheritance, defend everything, defend devil in that Biafran land, because Biafra is not negotiable. But the zoo is, because it's the British business center. And you have seen it every nook and corner. They are telling us, and you are seeing it. They don't care for you. They only care for their business. And they want to make us that instrument, the manures for their business. But we want to tell them that as they are enjoying that life, that right, law, whatever that is made by God is what exists, not what man makes. So P2B that you people are seeing, ranting up and down, whether he goes to Kano or he goes to Kaduna or wherever, in some of the places they stone him and they will cover it. He only came out by the British government to suppress your anger, your longing, your breakthrough. They just brought him to be a kind of shadow, so that you'll be pursuing shadow and the main thing is going out of your hand. That's what Peter became. We saw him, you all, everyone saw him with Katrina Ling in Britain, sitting down and signing, just like my brother said, to stay perpetually under slavery. That's what that card they are telling you to sign is. Because all the electors, the people going out for presidency to continue the enslavement, they are all robbers, murderers. In fact, I had this week, one of them made a statement that the zoo, that a righteous man cannot do the work, only a wicked man. That shows you where you are and those you're working with. If they are coming out, the fire of God, the truth is making them to commit that thing that they refuse to say. So they are saying it for a warning to us and to all of you that are still stiff-necked, that are still stubborn. They want to tell you the truth even in the hard way, so that they can quicken you up. They said Nigeria cannot be saved by a righteous man, but by a wicked man, because wickedness is in it. So we are telling you, Biafrans, this thing, just saying it is just to help those who are still stubborn. Because Master have told us that we have received the truth and we are not selling it. We are not trading it any longer. We know that Nigeria is not for us. We are not struggling to have it because it's a dead, poisoned substance. So what are we going to do with it? Nothing. We are going for Biafra. Fulani and Britain have contracted P2B and the rest of the politicians. And they are coming out to deceive people as if there will be election. Election has already been counted and done. They're only waiting for their days to announce like the Imo State representative. That's what they want to do. They don't have you in their mind. And how can you, Biafrans, after having had the truth, you want to turn back to swallow your vomit like a dog? How can you allow them that have put you in the condition you are, without electricity, without road, without school, without business, in fact, burning down your houses and businesses that is going on all this while? The terrorists in government, in uniform and in mufti, are telling you people that you can't do nothing. So what's the sense of following P2B that is working for the Britain and for the Fulani? What is the use of following P2B and the rest of the politicians in the Biafra land that sold Mazi so that they will maintain using you like a slave and they are popping? What's the news, the use of it? We are the people that has woken up by the help of God through our Mazi or Hamadike, who have given everything to let you know the truth and be delivered and be saved. So we are now going to join hand in hand with Mazi Simon Epa, who the Spirit of God has catched up with him with double anointing. And he's saying the truth, standing on what Mazi said. No election, we will leave them to come and do. No election, not even allowing them to come and do, and we are inside. They are not going to step in Biafra land. Everyone hearing my voice, whether you are in Europe or in Biafra land, tell your families, you are the one taking care of them. Tell them to stay in, or they will not see any more one dime or relation with you anymore. Make it a firm commandment. Tell your families, those of us staying in Europe, that they dare not go out to do anything or support anybody. And if they dare do it, that's the end of you and them. Because the person that hates Biafra hates you. You are a Biafra. And as they hate us, we hate them as well. We're not going to do anything with them. So Biafrans, it's time everybody get on the line. Take your swords, your whatever instrument you have. That land must be defended. My name is Patricia, and I'm from Anambra, and Anambra is in Biafra land. Let's go on. Thank you, Collins.
God bless you. Really good, my Patricia. Veteran, take over the microphone. Give your preliminary word to Biafrans. Then introduce yourself.
Thank you, my comrade.
God bless you. Really good.
Biafrans, wherever you are, I salute you. May God continue to strengthen and bless you all. May He continue to encourage you and plant that fearlessness in you. Like you have heard from my colleagues, and like we have announced every day, every Sunday, Sundays are the days we evangelize. Evangelize because it is very, very important that the revelations given unto us by our indomitable leader and the servant of Most High God, Mazi Nnamdi Okwu Kanu, may continue to sink into the marrow of our bones, that it may continue to wake us up, to take up the truth, to stand on the truth, to walk with the truth, that it may continue the word of truth, that it may continue to be our light, our mirror to every event that is happening in Biafra land, that we may not be deceived by any, no matter on what uniform he is, Be he a priest, be he a pastor. Not even to talk of politicians. People like Abaribe. That Abaribe may no longer continue to deceive you. Because he is also one of them. He is not different from the politicians in Biafra land. They are only working for their own interest, personal interest. How many of these people know you? The youth of Biafra. How many of these politicians know you? They only know you when you are jumping up and ranting for them. But after that, the deal is sealed because you can no longer be remembered. You will go down the drains. Like Lamido said, your miseries will continue to increase. Your dignity will continue to be dragged to the mud. Yet, you have ranted and killed yourselves, killed others for people who care less about you. This is why our leader have told us we have no other land than Biafra. Biafra is our land, and that is where we belong. And this is why we are fighting earnestly with all the blood and water in our lives to make sure we attain this freedom. And like our leader told us, nothing will stop it. Nothing, nothing. Not even the stupid Igbo presidency. Of course, the person there is not an Igbo man. Of course, he is a Fulani man. Of course, he has not come out to represent the Igbos. He said he's for Nigeria. Of course, that man is a fool. He's a threat to our freedom. Of course, IPOB is a clown. He's an idiot. He's a rag in the hands of colonial master. A distraction to what is true and right, to what is correct. How can you believe such an idiot? That fool who called himself a priest said at least he is better than for one time somebody better is vying for presidency. And I wonder when that fool was born. Zeke of Africa was much 100 times better than him. Zeke of Africa had no skeletons in his cupboard when he began this fight. And you are telling me, because you are a baby, who knows how old you are, to talk about IPOB? Of course, that is the one you have seen. IPOB, who is an impostor. An impostor. A clown, a pawn in the hand of the colonial masters, who came to tell you that Biafra have expired. Can you imagine such a fool, such an idiot, opening his mouth to say something that a nation has expired, and yet he is vying for a properly and correctly expired amalgamation? History tells us that after 100 years, any such unity has to be destroyed, dismantled. And the P2B had the God to come and tell you that he is our religion. He has no religion. He is not interested. And look at the T-shirt he's wearing. Look at the emblem there that talks about the Fulani. He did not put anything Igbo. What more Biafra? And you are all jumping and ranting without reasoning around him. You cannot reason. As the so-called wife of our leader says, your frontal lobes are simply no use to you. You cannot reason. Our leader says, why can't we ask questions? Why can't we make use of this skull that God used to beautify us? Why can't we make use of this seat of reasoning? Seat of intelligence? And we continue to grow. Continue to dart all over the place. Like chemicals. It is most unfortunate the youth of today. My heart bleeds for you. Because you are treading on a very, very dangerous ground. A ground that will swallow you if you do not take time. And this is why we are taught. Get out of this mess now. Say no to election. Say no to hypocrisy. Say no to slavery. Your future is worth more than gold. Join hands with those following the principles of Martin Nnamdi Kanu. He told us consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Join hands with those who are consistent with the laid down principle. Once I was not happy with Simon Ekpa, but today I am happy with him. Because he have listened, he have heard us. And the spirit of Biafra has engulfed him. And so he is walking in the ways our leader laid down. Why would we not gather around him and make our freedom doubly sure? Our leader said it's nothing. Not even those who classify terrorists and not terrorists. I don't remember their name again. Classifying freedom fighters as terrorists. Is it not a big shame to such an organization? Is it not a big shame to that organization that we categorize the freedom fighters, those seeking their self-determination, those seeking their own nation, as terrorists, leaving the terrorists, cashing money, cashing millions, because they want to work for the colonial masters. This was exactly what Britain did during the war. Blackmailed Biafrans. Locked every door so that no one can ever hear from the Biafrans. We became rebels. We became separatists. They masked us with all sorts of evil names, wicked names, so that they can crush us. Biafrans, they have come again. They have come again using this organization to tag us terrorists. We are not afraid anyway. We told them last Sunday. We are not afraid of their intimidations. We are not afraid. We will fight it to the last. It is no more 1967. We are in 2023. This is where we are. So let it be clear to you, agents of the devil, agents of Britain, agents of the zoo, that we are not budging an inch. We are freedom fighters. We are seeking for our freedom. We want to go to our God-given nation. And it is never a crime anywhere in the world. So Biafrans, onye ndị iro gbara gburugburu na-eche ndị ya nche mgbe niile. Take up your loins. Take up your swords, whatever it is. And be ready to answer even a terrorist for your freedom. We are not afraid. And that will never stop us. No man can stop us. No threat can stop us. No intimidation can stop us. No propaganda can stop us. I am Silas Onoha. I am from Umuleke in Amibo, and Amibo is in the Old Olu province of Biafra land. You are welcome to listen to us. You are welcome to contribute. You are welcome to share. Share this message. Share these messages. This Sunday school. Share it. It is important for Biafra. Thank you very much.
God bless you, really good veteran. We are going to pray with our leader, Mazen Namdekano. Before that, if you have not subscribed to this channel, this is the time to subscribe to Inyima Biafra TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. Thereafter, I will share our link. I will post the number for call for whosoever that wishes to do so, even though we are trying to be brief today. So first of all, let us pray before we continue.
You may lead a sensible, a decent life away from that which has encouraged, should I say, enveloped those who are unfortunate enough to find themselves in the damnable zoological republic. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Without further hesitation, I will proceed, of course, to pray this evening, as it is customary for us to do so. We shall pray and then we'll proceed to what we have for you this very evening. Regardless of where you are, as I said earlier, it could be your morning, it could be your afternoon. When I make reference to evening, I am, of course, referencing the time in Biafra land. You can also join, of course. We are live on my Facebook page, where later on, should there be any questions, I will be able to answer them. Remember that, as always, we endeavor to be as interactive as possible, but this very day, this very precise time, we are going to call upon the Most High, upon whom and to whom every glory and every adoration belongs to. We must bow down our heads wherever we are. Sometimes people ask me, why do you always put God first in all that you do? We say that in the land where we come from, in the land of Biafra, the first thing you ever reverence in your life is God Almighty in heaven. It is manifest in the names that we are being given to by our parents. Everything about us that is godliness, not minding that these days things are no longer going the way they ought to go. Not because of any fault of our own, but because we unfortunately find ourselves in a man-made contraption, in a damnable zoological republic, and we are doing all that we can to basically get ourselves from it. That is why we must remain whiter and white and whiter than snow. That is why Chukwuka must be at the front and the back, to our right and to our left, and that is why we must give him every praise and every adoration. Chineke na-esimeli igwe ndị Igbo na-etuli ancient of days n'ihi na ya nwa bụ naanị bụ mmalite na ọgwụgwụ ndị ọzọ wee na-akpọghị the ancients of the ancients n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị bụ mmalite na ụsọtụ ọ bụ naanị gị kere ihe niile kere eke esi ebubere ngozi mana amaghị onye kere gị ọ bụ naanị gị ka okike gị karịrị nghọta nke mmadụ dị nke dị ndụ Chineke na nke ikpe anyị gwara ụmụ gị wee na-eche gị n'iru bụ ezinụlọ nke gosiri agosi bụ ụmụ gị bụ IPOB n'ụwa niile bụ ndị nsọ bụ ndị a na-etu ụmụ Chineke onye nwe anyị bi n'igwe dịka anyị wee na-alụ gị n'isi ndị a niile n'otu n'otu na-ezinụlọ ha ọmụmụ ha nna nke bere dị ngozi n'ihi na ikpere anyị nkwa na Biafra ga-abịa na mgbe nke anyị ọ bụrụ na anyị jigata asụ wee gbakọta asụ mmehie niile wee chebe ihu n'ebe ekwu nsọ gị nọ nna nke bere na nsọpụta gị na ike mere anyị amara na ị ga-azọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe na ị ga-ebuli anyị elu ị ga-etisasị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro n'ihi na anyị na-ekwu wee na-ekwusi ike na Biafra nke na-ababụ ihe ịrịba ama nke ukwuu nke ka ebe mmadụ dị ndụ gharị anyị wee na-arịọ onye nsọ biko na anyị enweghị ikere ọbụla anyị enweghị ngwa ya onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị nwe kama na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye ekpuchite anyị ọgbakọ isi wee lụrụ anyị ọgụ na mgbe gboo wee chụghachi ndị ọjọọ n'ala Benue sikwa otu agachi igwe lụrụ anyị ọgụ n'ụbọchị nke taa n'ihi na ịbụ Chineke na-ede gị agbanwe agbanwe ka isi dị na mbụ ka ị ga-adịgide egwe mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụrụ na ị chụrụ ndị ime mgbe ha bịara mgbe mbụ n'otu aka agba ka ị ga-esi wee chụrụ aha ọsọ n'ihi na ha abatawere n'ala nsọ gị anyị mara anya ụgwọ anyị emume iwe megide gị ọ bụ site na akparamagwa site n'okwu ọnụ site n'echiche nna nke bere dịgosa mgbe na-arịọ gị mgbaghara mmehie n'ụwa niile na-anụ ekpere ka anyị na-ekpere gị n'ụbọchị nke taa na asụsụ ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị nna nke bere dị ngozi na asụsụ onye nwe anyị na Chineke na onye ọbụla anyị na-agbaghara mmehie esi ebube dị ngozi biko mere anyị amara ka Biafra wee bịa anyị n'ime ndụ na-abụghị na ngwa esi ebube dị ngozi n'ime afọ a ka anyị na-arịọ gị wee na-agọzi gị ike si na ọgbaghara ga n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri wee si na Biafra agaghị aga esi ebube dị ngozi Chineke nna nke dị nsọ ndị dị otu a ga-ejiri ala wee zere mmiri ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri wee na-agba mgba wee nọ n'ime mkpụrụ wee nọ n'ime iyi uju site n'ọnụ nke gị wee chọrọ itinye anyị n'ime ndị dị etu ụra agaghị enwe aṅụrị n'ime ndụ ha Chineke nna nke igwe ihe ọjọọ ga-akpọ n'ihu tutu ehihie abalị eze ebube dị ngozi ka ha na-abụ ndị kụziri wee na-asị na ha ga-emegide ọbịbịa alaeze gị n'elu ụwa Chineke nna nke igwe etu a ka ọchịchị ga-esi wee sachite ndị dị etu a anyị wee na-akpọ gị wee na-arịọ gị site eze ebube dị ngozi mere na mgbe mbụ ịzọpụtawa ụmụ gị bụ Israel nna nke ebere dị ngozi lekwa ya bụrụ gị n'ime ha bụ ụmụ gị ego ndị Biafra dịbịa ji wee zọpụta ha ka ọ ga-abụ ikpetatụ na Biafra ga-abịa anyị ga-aja gị ma wee too gị wee bulie aha nsọ gị wee bụ isi ala nye gị wee too anya ma mma Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe ugbu ahụrụ mgbiri ihe dị ka a na-arịọ gị ise 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 eziokwu Chineke ka anyị na-agbasa. We are here to preach the gospel of light, the gospel of truth without blemish. That is why everything we speak about, everything we talk about, everything we predict, every utterance that comes forth from our mouth comes to fruition because Chukwuka is with us.
Hello, honey. It's your friend's mom for a change.
Hello, beautiful family. Love.
Let me share our link. Then, unless some issue, I will be back very soon. Yes. Yes.
Like that. Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is BIAFRA. And what we're going to get is BIAFRA. We don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is BIAFRA. And what we're going to get is BIAFRA. We don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is BIAFRA. And what we're going to get is BIAFRA.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God. given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. I understand that the Sarikin Fulani of Lagos went to see the US ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos a few days ago. And according to the message, or should I say information coming out of the US mission, they said is to foster cohabitation and unity, that diversity is strength. And I want to lay that particular nonsensical narrative to bed tonight before I continue any further. Anybody telling you about strength in diversity, that person is a liar and a deceiver. And the US ambassador is a liar and a deceiver. One thing they don't teach we Africans is this. No country exists on a foundation of multiculturalism. There is nowhere in the world. Listen to me very carefully. All this nonsense, even the crap that Coca was coming up with, telling you about diversity is our strength and all that rubbish. Allow me to repeat, there is no country on this earth that survives on a foundation or a bedrock of multiculturalism. It doesn't exist. That is why multiculturalism in Africa is dead on arrival. It can never work, because we are tribal beasts by nature. We are tribal by nature. That is why we travel from wherever we are during New Year's, during Christmas, during Easter, during New Year festival to go back home where we come from. Because that is where we identify with. Now, let me ask the US ambassador a very simple question. Is United States of America a multicultural society? US, that was created and built by Western Europeans. US was created, should I say, created by God, of course, built by Western Europeans, mostly English people that was fed up with the way of life of the English monarchy. They went to America on Mary Rose. I want to ask the US ambassador, I want to teach Africans what they don't know this evening. There is no country that functions on this multi-ethnic rubbish. Nowhere in the world, not even the USA, that was created by people who are not indigenous to America. The owners of the soil of America are Native American Indians. That is a fact of life. God gave America to Western Europe to develop and gave them a special grace to be the beacon and the light and the conscience of the world. Because God knew that if he had left all these wonderful people in Europe, they would become contaminated. He removed them from Europe, sent them to America, built a wonderful nation as a shining light and a beacon for the whole world to look up to. Even that America that was built from scratch by people who are not indigenous to the land is not multicultural. Why am I saying this? America was founded on the principles of Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, democratic value systems. I repeat, America is not multicultural. They accommodate other races and other nations. Yes, they can accommodate you. But where you're coming into, the bedrock, the foundation of America is based on Judeo-Christian principles, Greco-Roman political ideology, which is republicanism. America is not multicultural. America is Western Europe. The value systems of Western Europe, Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Republican governance. Had America been a multicultural society, they would have space for Sharia. I'm now addressing the US ambassador to try to tell them to stop deceiving people. We are educated, we went to school for a reason. We're enlightened and we have our brain intact. There is no country on this earth that runs on this wishy-washy multiculturalism. It doesn't happen. What you have are established order and value systems upon which various cultures can now coexist. If you go to America, you coexist under the provisions of the United States Constitution. And the US Constitution is a Christian constitution, not Islam. America is not multicultural, but under that bedrock of liberty and egalitarianism, you allow other cultures to come in. But first of all, they must swear allegiance to or take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the USA. That is something that the US ambassador never told the Janjaweed that went to visit her. The same way that Nigeria cannot function as a viable entity. Wole Soyinka knows what I'm talking about. I'm even sure somebody who claims he's learned, as Bishop Coker is, understands what I'm talking about. No country on this earth. The value system of the state of Israel is based on Judaic principles. The value system of Russia is entirely theirs, it's based on theirs. It's the Russian way of doing things from times of the Tsar. If you go to Saudi Arabia, it is essentially a Sharia Islamic state. You can live there, no problem. You can build your churches if you want. I think they have not to allow churches to be built. But it is never a multicultural society. Japan is not a multicultural society. China is not. They can accommodate you, but that doesn't mean they have multicultural. This is the type of nonsense they feed Africans. And we fall for that very gimmick of multiculturalism. At the end of the day, you end up with a useless contraption like Nigeria. You don't have any value system that anybody anywhere can define. If I talk about the USA, I can talk about hamburger in the USA. We can talk about, what else do they have in the USA? Hamburger, you can talk about, what's it called? What are the traditional dishes? Apple pie and all the rest of it. You can say that these are American dishes. If you go to the UK, you can talk about maybe mashed potato and bangers and mash, which is sausage and mashed potato as their national meal. That's understandable. But I ask you, if you come to Nigeria, what is the national dish of Nigeria? Does a Fulani Janjaweed eat ofe egusi, where we come from? Does an Igbo man eat a wedu soup? The answer is no. So on what basis is all this so-called multicultural foundation going to be laid upon? On what? We are not one people. We may be black, we may be Africans, but we're not one people. Not even one religion. If Britain cannot stay in an EU that is entirely Christian, EU is entirely Christian. Britain left. Nigeria, you don't know if Nigeria is Christian or in fact is Islamic. So for me to accept the multiculturalism being preached by the US ambassador, I have to embrace Islam as my religion. That's what it means. And some of you get taken in by all this rubbish. And I feel sorry for you. Yeah, sometimes when I say this, I'm being very arrogant. If you're educated, you will understand that no nation is multicultural. They allow other cultures to come in. It doesn't mean they're multicultural. They have a viable space where multicultural ideas or identities can thrive. But the foundation has to be monolithic. It has to be one dominant value system and ideology. That's how it is all over the world. Don't let anybody fool you otherwise. That is the same reason why you have this anomaly. In a so-called republic, you have royal fathers in a republic. Because you are trying to shuffle multiculturalism. You are trying to marry the feudal system of the North, the monarchical system of the West, and the Republican system in the East, to marry them into one. And what you have is entirely rubbish, and that is why Nigeria can never work. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Competing value systems. Nobody wants their own value system to be subsumed under another person's value system. This is something that the US ambassador never told you. But here I am telling you today. Because if you come here, you become educated. If you come here, you become enlightened. If you come here, you stop being a zoo animal, you become a human being. That is why we are the largest and, of course, the most consistent broadcasting platform insofar as Africa is concerned, right across the world. Millions listen to us because they know we preach the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
God bless you, comrade Mama Patricia. Hello, are you ready? Are you available? Okay, God bless you, really good. Yeah, our veteran is out. I believe he'll come back soon. I don't know what happened to him. So we have listened to this video and we have also played the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu insisting on the progress and the consistency of our struggle to restore the sovereignty of Biafra. And from this video, from where we are going to analyze, the first point here is U.S. ambassador is a liar by supporting Nigerian multiculturalism. In essence, USA is not multicultural. They are accommodating. USA is not multicultural because multiculturalism can never bring any progress to any nation. While a US ambassador comes to deceive our people to believe in a multiculturalism. And we are not to forget that these US are among the colonists who came to build this multiculturalism. We never began with multiculturalism. We are Biafrans, and there are the Oduduwas, and there are the Arwas. And we were more regional. We were regional, even not even more, we are outrightly regional before the arrival of the colonists. And we never woke up one day to amalgamate ourselves. These are the people who amalgamated different regions and the nations together with multiculturalism. And the reason is because they already know that it can never work. And it is about them creating confusion where we'll be dragging among ourselves. They have the good opportunity to be meddling into our matters, posing themselves as intermediary, posing themselves, disguising themselves as helpers who wants to help the situation, while without our consciousness that they are the creators of the problem we are suffering from and we are fighting against each other for. They are the creator. So this is the typical example of what is called problem, reaction, solution. They created the problem of multiculturalism. Then when they see our reaction that it is all about fight, then they come up with fake solution. And that fake solution is what they call election, political election, whereby they tell us if we change from one leader to another, things will get better, without we knowing the foundation of the problems. And these are the foundations of the problems, that multiculturalism. And what do you have to say, Mama Patricia, regarding how using this US ambassador as a liar with the deception that Nigerian multiculturalism is a way forward? Why they do not have multiculturalism in US? The same thing is what the Britain is teaching us. The same thing is what all of the Westerners are teaching us. And the so-called indigenous politicians are proclaiming the same thing. Come and vote. There is power in unity. There is power in multiculturalism. And there is power in diversity. Since ever then, what have they achieved? Mama Patricia, take over.
Yeah, thank you. We have had Mazi, our Mazi, who speaks the truth that was hidden from us. That is why we will always be grateful to God who sent him, and be grateful to Mazi, who agreed and accepted to carry this burden, to come and fight it through and out. So what you have said, there's nobody on this earth, whether in the Western world or in this part of the world, the black race, that will stand before Mazi and say otherwise. I don't think that person has been born. Do you know why? Why do I say like that? Like as I said before, the types of Mazi, the freedom fighters, liberators of humanity, mankind, they come once in their generation. Before they come, God has already programmed and planned their coming. So he called them, he equipped them with knowledge and with power. And at the end, they break through. At the end, they come through. And at the end, they win. So what the enemies are doing, they only pit about the bush, but they cannot do any other thing outside that. We see Moses, for example. We see Martin Luther, for example. They made history. They said the truth with the wisdom that the adversaries, the opponents, never had another to turn it down. Also like Nelson Mandela. They did everything to shut him down, but his truth prevailed. When they speak, the whole Western powers, the whole humanity, they keep silent. So in our turn now, in our generation and at this particular season and time we are in, Mars have revealed what the British Catherine Lang and the rest of them has come to deceive the international world, also the Nigerians that that have not seen light. So they thought that with their lying going on every day, their propaganda going on every day, somehow, someday, it will become truth. But we are telling them that once the truth, the revelation of truth is given to you, if you are a true child of God, once you get hold of it, you will never let go. Like that blind man that was healed by Jesus. And when the Pharisees, like these modern Fulanis, cabals, both in the Western world and in our time, in the zoo now, they are trying to shut our mouth up, telling us we must hold the election because of the impending war that is coming. If we don't hold the election, there will be no room for us. No international country, no war, no country, in fact, in the world will give us help, will give us refuge, as if we are asking for refuge to go to anywhere. That is the lies that they are carrying along. We should stay quiet and close our mouth and do the election by force and stay cool. If not, we will not be accepted anywhere as refugees. And when the Russia and the Ukraine have started their own, including Pope, the agents of darkness sitting in all the churches, Catholic Church and Anglican Church, and what church have you, that the enemy has created and corrupted. They send help to Ukraine. They send help, not only money, food, clothes, weapons to them. They even open their homes here where we are. All of them, free of charge. Free of charge. They all came here. They were given everything they needed. But in our own, they are telling us, no, don't do that, because when it happens, stay quiet. Because if you don't stay quiet, when this war comes out because you didn't stay quiet, we will not accept you. Yet it's in Biafra that the money that they are using, both in Western world, in Europe, and every other part in the world, African race, it's in Biafra. They are taking their resources. They are so wicked, so evil-minded. That is why Mazi has been telling us to have sense, to open our brains and take in the teaching that came from heaven. I remember when Jesus asked Peter, who do men say that I am? When Peter said, you are the Son of God, Jesus said, this revelation is right from heaven. not on this earth. The truth that Mazen have given to us, if we all Biafrans will take it, we will know that all these years of divide and rule, all these years of mapping and separating our land and putting them in one area or the other, we will know that we all one. It doesn't matter if we speak different languages. Our culture is one. I mean the Easterners. Our food is one. Our wrapper, dressing is one. Everything, religion is one. How come now these people came with their lies, bringing in Fulani religion, the uncircumcised Philistines, and forcing people to follow it? How many Christians has ever forced any Muslim faith to come and believe in the Christendom? No. That is how you know what is evil and what is good. God, the supreme being, have never taken any right of man, irrespective of what men are doing. He still gave them the liberty to choose what they would do. And that's what Mazi said. When Biafra comes, you worship whatever you want to worship. It will be at your own peril at the judgment day. But these people are forcing in their religion on others. Why? Because Britain wants it to be so. They force their religion on us. They force their cultures on us. They force everything that can never be together, just like oil and water can't be together. They are saying it's not working. They are forcing it to be. And we are saying no to that. This generation is saying no to that. They came way too late. We have been, we have been trained and educated, and we know the truth now. And with that truth, we move forward. It's just what, is it the representative of the Fulani in Biafra land, in Imo State, having the gut to tell, you see, a murderer and a thief, an evil, abominable soul, governor of Imo State, telling our own people that they must accept a Fulani man marrying their children, their daughters. A Fulani that is not circumcised. That's how they bring their multiculturalism. A Fulani that is not circumcised to come and marry our own honorable women, daughters.
Fulanized marriage.
Eh?
Fulanized marriage.
Yeah, that is it. And they're saying it by force. So if you don't, you either will be killed or you'll be put in prison, or your land or your everything will be taken away from you. And you call this a life to live with. Is that not how the other one that left the devil man or whatever? Or is it still the administrator of Imo State? If a Fulani man kills any of your child, you will be given 500. A life of man. A life of man.
Governor of Anambra State.
Okay. A life of man that God says heaven and earth put together. Heaven and earth put together cannot even reach the amount or the price of one soul. And that is what these devils have reduced humanity and a soul of man to. And it pains me to see that after all this revelation, some people are still deceiving themselves. Anyway, that is why it's not all that are called themselves Jews that are Jews. Just like Biafra. It's not all that says that they are Biafrans or they are shouting Igbo that are Igbo. Fulanis are speaking Igbo. They are speaking Igbo because they have been long there. Ojus Okalu gave them a whole lot of land. So they have been there breeding, trying to mix this breed that is special to God. But their corruption came to an end when Mazi with the truth emerged. It's just like when we hear World Igbo Congress, Ohaneze. You know, Ohaneze, we think that is really Ohaneze. It's Ohana Fulani. Those people are not Ohaneze. Ohana Fulani.
Ohaneze and the Fulani.
See, they are all Fulani. Don't mind about the Igbo names they are bearing. Don't mind about their speaking Igbo. Don't mind about they are living in a Biafra land. They are all Fulanis. The outcast that committed one, just like Imo State governor, committed atrocity, and he was about to be killed, but somehow he was released. Now, releasing such a murderer, look at what he's doing. So it's just like what these people are doing. They are not for us. They are not part of us. They are just agents created and planted there to deceive the main seed. So, Ohaneze Fulani, Ohana Fulani, however the name will be, let's know it, Biafrans, that these are not Biafrans. These are Fulanis with Igbo name, living in Igbo land, appointed by themselves to come and deceive us. Because you can see that there have never been a time they fight for their own people in Igbo land. That shows you they are not Igbos. Fulanis are fighting for their terrorists, headsmen, and every other thing in their land, because all they are fighting is to make sure that their people grab the land of others. So they are fighting for their people. Now you ask yourself, why are the Ohanese, if they are Ohanese really, are not fighting for their people? That will show you that they are fighting for the Fulanis. Like Tito B now, Mazi said it earlier, Mazi Vetra. If you look at the shirt with which he's doing his campaign, he's standing for Fulani. He has even said it with his mouth.
Yes.
And so are all the politicians in Igbo land, senators in Igbo land, and all the rest of them, name them, businessmen. Those that have already nationalized, they are saying that they are Igbo Fulanis. These are Fulanis, they are not Igbos. So Ohaneze Fulani, that they just remove the Fulani so that you don't see what is behind, and they put it Ohaneze. And we have been thinking that they are Ohaneze, they are from Igbo. But Mazi has exposed them. When Mazi said he don't want to hear anything like Ohaneze, that they are cursed. So now he went further because he's a good-hearted man, Mazi, to World Igbo Congress to still speak to them. If you people say you are Igbos, fight for your land. Now we can see that they are not Igbos as well. They can answer Igbo name. They can have their landed property in Igbo land, but they are not Igbos. Because everyone defends his race. Every true person, tribe, or individual, wherever they country, wherever they come from. Mazi was just speaking on how America now have their Judeo-Christian religion, where everything comes to take an oath under it before you can go and do what you want to do. Fulani are fighting for their people. Yoruba are fighting for their people. And you tell me that this World Igbo Congress that they are Igbo, they are not. They are Fulanis. These have been, you know, set aside, prepared before by the British. That's why they are there for life. They have bought their burial ground there. They have bought they do everything there. They don't know anything called Biafra. So thank God that Mazi Simon Epa I don't know how, but that's the wisdom of God. We now have World Igbo Union. These are Biafran set up. These are Biafran set up, and they will fight for Biafran, for their own race and people. While World Igbo Congress are Fulanized. The same thing with the Ohanese. It's not Ohanese, it's Ohana Fulani. So it's high time our people should grip with the truth and run with it and stand against this, because they cannot overpower us. How many are they? If we are 100 and they are living with us, they might be just 10, but we are 90. So there is no fear. No fear, my people. God does not even move by multitude. It's by remnants, few, to show his power and his grace. So diversity being a strength, if it is a strength, why did, just like Mazi said, Britain left AU? Yeah, they're all Christian. They left them because they couldn't stay comfortable with them. They don't want to be spending and other people are not spending. They left. And what makes it hard for them to agree that Biafrans will leave? That is why it is now in our right decision to get up and take our freedom by ourselves. Nobody made them God or anything over other nations. It's that nation that is willing, volunteer soldiers with truth. That's what Mazi said. Please, my colleague, Collins, if you get that clip where Mazi said sometime, what we would do to get Biafra, the kind of characteristics needed to get Biafra, let Biafra listen to it, so that anyone playing double game, our people will know that he's not standing with us, that he is from the Fulani agent. Just like Peter Obi going to sign up with Karen Link, that Mazi have told us who she is, a murderer, part of the same people killing us since 1945, 1967. And Peter Obi went again the third time to do like Zeke of Africa. So we are done with these people. No room for them anymore. No election in Biafra land. No room. This time, once and for all, we'll fight it out and get our freedom from them. Mazi mentioned one useless priest that came to tell us, tell Simon. I thank God that Simon never picked his phone again. That is why he came to useless himself as the agent of darkness. God will meet all of them and their generation. Thank you. Let me stop so far.
God bless you, really good, Mama Patricia. That's a very wonderful one. So, Biafrans, you have heard it. That is the reason they keep deceiving you, deceiving all of our people, telling you the solution is by electing other leaders, while they have created what is called multiculturalism. Multiculturalism, which is one of the false foundation, one of the frauds. They created the problem. They created the problem, then giving you false solution. And this false solution is about sustaining the problem. It is not really about solving the problems, because if the problem is really solved, they will be boycotted from the robbery, from the looting, they loot via our resources. All of those things will stop overnight. So that is the reason. But they will never allow you to decide, to think, to discover the source of the problems by yourself. They set the problem. They also provide you with the people whom you will believe that they will solve the problem. And the people they provide you, which you believe, are those they call your leaders in politics, in traditional rulership, and the counterfeit religions they display in Africa and in Biafra land, to be precise. Now, it can only be us discovering the problems, the source of the problems, and solving it ourselves. and in our own way. Our own way is no election in Biafra land. Our own way is that sit at home should be observed when necessary, as declared by Simon Ekpa and the autopiloters, whenever they deem it necessary, because of what we want to achieve, not because of what they want us to achieve. When your oppressor remains to set your program, you are still under the control of your oppressor. So whoever set the program is the person or the people in control. That is the reason we want to be setting the program. We want to be setting our agendas because we want to be in control of ourselves. You can never get your freedom. You can never get your independence. You can never get your rights by always following the program set by your oppressors. So the Nigerian politicians are the oppressors. The Britons are the oppressors. The Americans, they are the oppressors. Global communities that support, all of the global countries that support one Nigeria are the oppressors. And they are the people that control Nigeria election. They set Nigeria election. They choose. They choose those you will vote. Then whosoever you vote is still their own candidates, because they have already a laid down system that the person is going to run upon. It is not about the person coming to create a different system. That is the reason they have been promising us they will do this, they will do that when they go in there, and you see them going in there, finishing their tenure without achieving those things, those promises. Rather, they create more problems in addition to the problems on ground, as you are going to see the more. So, Veteran, you are going to take over the microphone. Veteran, you are going to take over the microphone. Okay, you have unmuted yourself. The USA is run with active constitution. Nigeria cannot survive as a viable entity. Just check the difference, the contradiction. The secret of USA, as a case example, it is the same way it is in all of the countries in Europe. They are run and they are successful because they have active constitution. They are run with constitution, irrespective of the Muslim, the Christians, or the Buddhists. All of the religionists living in Europe, living in America, while they progress, they have their security, they have development. And the secret is because they are run with the constitution for development. They are not run with religion, not run with tribalism, not run with whatever, not run with partisanship, not run with clique. So, and but in the case of Nigeria, Nigeria have what they call constitution. But that constitution is abandoned. Then Nigeria is run on ethnicity, on tribalism, on religiosity. Then being run by cliques. That is what makes the difference. Then compare the two, compare Nigeria and America. Let our people know the reason Nigeria can never succeed. Take over the microphone, Veteran.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, really good.
We are not Biafrans. The battle line has been drawn. The choice has been made. And the choice is based on our freedom. And the freedom cannot work with multicultures. Freedom cannot work where there are constraints. When you talk about multiculture, that is many cultures, diverse cultures. cultures that hate each other, cultures that fight each other, cultures that want to be supreme. So when you have these gases, this phenomena competing amongst themselves, how can you have an active constitution? Because the constitution of a country, of a place, of a nation, has to be based on the value system, on the culture. For man is a cultural animal. So when the constitution has to attend to so many cultures, there will be friction, my brothers and sisters. There will be no agreement. There will be quarrel all over the place. There will be disagreement every time. There will be constraints. And so there cannot be a meaningful development. There cannot be a meaningful understanding. Gather people who you call your elites. Each of them will be defending his own culture, his own tradition, his own competence, at the detriment of others. And more so when a particular sector has more according to plans. Definitely, there's nothing you can do about it. In Nigeria, this multicultural nations put together, soldered together, welded together by Britain, wickedly and cunningly, for their own motive. Let us, clash their heads together. Let them go and die. While they try to sort out their culture, we'll be carrying away what we want to carry away. At most, we'll be settling a few of them, those of them that are predominant. So our leader has made it clear. No country in this earth can survive on multiculturalism. It is a deadly threat. It is a deadly phenomenon. And this is why the zoo has been where it is every year. And getting worse and worse, because the more people begin to get enlightened, the worse for this multiculturalism. When you go to Biafra, for instance, look at Biafra. Our leader has made it clear. All we are doing is evangelism, trying to bring you back to the messages, to the revelations of our leader. It's not that we are depositing anything new, but we want to refresh our minds. We want to make it drip into our fingers, through our fingers. We want to make it run in the marrow of our bones. That is what we are doing in this Sunday school. Our leader had a case study of Biafra. When you look at the territory of Biafra, you will see all the women. They will tie double wrapper. That is a culture. The women has dignity. They have respect. When you look at the feeding system, you see there is not much difference. Ofegusi is ofegusi. You can only differ maybe open salad, or you call it ofowere, or you call it a dikaikom, or you call it apan, or you call it ofachara. But it is the same system of cooking and feeding wherever you go in Biafra land. Look at the men. Apart from the choice of maybe the material used, but you see that the men always put on jumper and tie clothes. Go all through Biafra land. Quote me wrong. It is only now that we are following the system of our colonial masters. Those who hate us, who came and brainwashed us and told us that it is not good for a man to tie wrapper. But who told you? It is our culture. We are in the tradition of tying wrappers and putting on jumper for special occasions. And even when we are at home, it is all over there in Biafra land. Go to anywhere around the Biafra. The language may have some little diversity, but they are not different. When we look at it properly, we will see that basically they are the same. If you put your ear very clearly, you will hear what the other is saying. If you put your ears down, and so many other things. Religion. Our system of education and respect. This is a nation. And so you can build a constitution based on this. And it will picture this nation. And it will be active because it pictures the entire culture of the place. You cannot come and draw a constitution on multicultural. Which one is going to predominate? Is it the Sharia that will predominate? Which one? As there is this cultural conflict in the zoo. At the stage, the idiot, the fool, Babangida, who killed his best friend, a general like himself, brought in OIC, dragged the Nigerian nation into OIC, into an Islamic country, with the argument that after all, they are Christianity. And the idiot, IPOB, the fool, the demon of our time, has brought that idea in his stupid campaign when he went to what do you call it, London, on interview. He is going to make Nigerians proud. Which Nigeria can be proud? Are we proud? Is it not something shameful to answer Nigeria? Is it not absurd? Who wants to answer Nigeria, even abroad? Your embassy is not working. Your embassy does not care. I cited an example. Those days when we were going to school, it was the Fulanis that go up and down, go to the ambassador. They sit down there and they chat and chat and chat. But you, an Igbo man, you cannot be allowed to go and see the ambassador. You cannot be allowed even to go and see the assistant ambassador. Even to see the education and whatever officers, you have to queue up. What does this tell you? How can we be proud of a nation like this? A nation that cannot care for its people abroad. How many people from the zoo are killed every day abroad? Do they defend them? Touch one American and see what will happen to you. Or touch a Briton and see what will happen to you. Because they are proud. Touch an Indian and see what will happen to you. They are proud of where they belong, of who they are. So, multicultural is a big drawback where it is found. It is a disaster. And this is why the zoo is a disaster. This is why the zoo has died and buried like his so-called president. This is why he's so-called president. Buhari, when he was vying, said that if he doesn't win, there will be war. Has there been any election in the zoo? Even this one, they are breaking their heads. Is there going to be an election? Is PVC, putting the PVC in the basket, is it the election?
No.
Election has been concluded.
Yes.
So whoever is going already is going. You cannot change it. Even if we are 100 million, you go and drop your card. Those cards have no value. It is the electoral officer that has the charge, the command, and he decides according to the clique. So where is the Constitution? If a Constitution can work in a multiculturalism, then the Constitution will be respected. But it's not respected. The law is not respected. Nothing is respected. And this is why our leader is still in the DSS dungeon. There is no Constitution. This is why when the so-called come, those of them who claim to have won the election, which never won, they have to swear with the Constitution. Which Constitution? And this is why they don't respect it. Because they know there is no constitution. They know that constitution can never be binding. They know there are a lot of flaws in that constitution. So they are only going there to share the cake. To share their so-called national cake. They are only going there to borrow money and share amongst themselves. And put the miserable citizens into more misery. Steal away their souls, according to them. Decide they are living in the gutter, living in all forms of dehumanization. And this is why they have built it so much so, because they know that poverty is a very big threat. It's a very big disease. It's the most wicked disease that is ever there. Because how can you, a poor man, how can you ask questions? How can you unite? It is man against man. Survival of the fittest. You are struggling for bread. You are struggling to survive. You are not surviving. How can you challenge the elite? If you watched Carol White, I watched him on Facebook, and his sumptuous birthday. Yana for you no. It is not easy. It is not easy. That is your Carol White. That is your lawyer. The IPOB lawyer. His client is there in chains, denied of justice, and his so-called most trusted is there enjoying, celebrating sumptuous birthday, dining and whining with the prostitutes around him. What a sad event. What a sad thing. I saw everywhere. Mad people everywhere. And yet you claim you are a learned gentleman. And yet you claim to be intellectual. Ohaneze ndị Igbo. When did we agree? When did we agree? I've told you a number of times that these are social clubs that fought for supremacy. And maybe because of wealth or whatever, the survival of the fittest. This one became popular. Not popular to the Igbos, because the Igbos only hear the name. They don't know what it is. They don't even have their manifesto. They don't know even what their job is. And this is how you see it. And so the same thing abroad. Go to America. You have the World Igbo Congress. When you go there, you see those who call themselves intellectuals, who cannot reason, who does not even know how to apply the history they have learned, who cannot fight for their people, who cannot liberate their people, who are in perpetual misery. And they are there where people have fought and liberated their own people and brought pride to their own people. They are there basking on people's glory. World Igbo Congress. Hey, I'm the chairman, World Igbo Congress. And your son was kidnapped, renditioned, and denied justice. And you never opened your mouth. You did not fight for it. Yet you call yourself World Igbo Congress. What a shame. This is because we have no constitution. This is because we work on multicultural system, where people are afraid, where people fear some sectors because they can kill, they can maim. Multiculturalism, very deadly threat. And this is why we are saying we are going, whether the devil likes it or not, whether saboteurs like it or not, whether Abaribe likes it or not. Abaribe, who had to come and give an audience, telling us that the only thing he went to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon is to ask him whether he's aware of sit at home. What a shame. What a disgrace to somebody we thought was in support of freedom. Whatever they do is for their selfish interest. That is who they are. That is what they are. They see it all over the place. They go ahead deceiving people. And now he cannot even define peace. What is peace? Abaribe, what is peace? And how do you come by peace? How do you achieve peace? Leniency becomes weakness. How do you achieve peace? Now, the administrator of Imo State have accused you people, PDP, that you are the perpetrators of insecurity, especially in his own zone. It is no more IPOB. It is no more Simon Ekpa. It is you, Abaribe, and Yako that are burning down the APC houses and killing the APC members. Did you hear it? Am I saying it? Did you not hear it from your Imo State administrator, Hope Uzodimma? That the insecurity in the eastern region is perpetrated by you, the politicians, including himself. And you turn around to accuse, to blame it on IPOB. And the idiots who call themselves members of DOS will blame it on autopilot. And fools like them will buy the idea. Can't you see the idiot in Kuwait? We don't know when he visited Nnamdi Kanu to see that Nnamdi Kanu has been poisoned. He confirmed it. Chike Dozie Manchina Sanworu and what is his name? Their lawyer. They are the ones that are poisoned, not Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is sane and healthy because God is with him. And God will protect him. God will bring him out even wiser than he went in. China Sanworu, the devil will tear you to pieces. Your plans will never come to see the light of the day. So, my brother, active constitution is built on active culture, not on multiculture. Because multiculture is a disease, a danger. You cannot have that kind of unity, active unity in diversity. For now, I rest my argument.
God bless you. God bless you for that great lecture, veteran. So Biafrans are really benefiting from our programs. Martin Nnamdi Kanu went ahead to say, no developed nation is multicultural. They have one dominant value system. So they have one dominant value system. They are not multicultural. That is the secret of their progress. But because Nigeria does not have one dominant value system, and Nigeria is multicultural, that is the reason Nigeria can never progress. And your politicians can never tell you this truth. The Britain can never tell you this truth. The Americans can never tell you this truth. They only come to colonize us with their own education by telling us that it is not proper for men to be wearing wrapper, all this totalitarian. And they closed our textile industries from where those wrappers were being produced. And they went back to produce wrappers in Holland, sending to us for us to be buying, while they make money from us. And we are just laying the duplicity bare to you for you to understand. Is it not evidential? They closed our textile industry. They went back to Holland. That is Holland, one of the Holland share in the Nigerianism. Holland now produce the same wrapper they tell us men should not be wearing to sell to us. So it was just a strategy to close it. And at the same time, they market their own pattern of wears. Is it not what all of us wear today? How do you see how we are being colonized? But they will never come to be buying our own from our own land to wear in their own land. Economic conquest. We are just hinting you all the games they have been playing in our medulla oblongata over the centuries that we are now coming to realize. And it is not proper that we know this and we hold it on our, within ourselves. It is proper that we know it and we share it. And that is the reason we are IPOB Truth Bearers. Before I continue, let us also, Master Raphael, place a greeting, a salutation to us. Grace multiplied, Umuchineke. Master Raphael, grace multiplied to you also. So you are highly welcome to the program. May God continue to be blessing you richly in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. So, Biafrans, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, having seen all of this, he said Biafra must be defended at all costs against Nigerian terrorism. They are the people who sponsor the terrorism, state-sponsored terrorism. Hope Uzodimma had just said it. This is not just I said. This is not just IPOB Truth Bearers said. This is not just autopilot said. But one of the colonists in the guise of Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma, had just said so. And we are going to listen to the video later on. Now, I want you to look at this. He said, the first video towards the middle or thereabout has some important facts that P2B should be caused by the evil he accepted to do to Biafrans. Even the shirt he is wearing on his, even the shirt he is wearing on has his plan with the Fulanis against Biafrans. This is what a person observed. And that is to tell you, obedience movement is a part of Fulanization. Peter Obi is promoting Fulanization, even with his campaign. That is what people, do you see the red arrow being pointed to his shirt? That is where they have just placed the symbol. Why he has the badge of his political party on the left side of the shirt he is wearing. So just look at the people they are deceiving you to go and vote for. The voting you are going to vote is more about the progress of Fulanization. It is just about the progress of Fulanization, because what we are doing here is to give you the proper reasons for you to support no election in Biafra land, for you to support no election in Biafra land, for you to understand more why we are doing what we are doing. We are not just doing it because we decide to do it. We are doing what we are doing for reasons, and that reason, the central reason for our duty, is our total liberation. These people, they just rebrand the slavery, they rebrand the colonization, then they reform it in different ways. They modify it, modification, reformation, rehabilitation of the same colonization, presenting to us. And they are the game setters. You can never compete with them, not to talk of defeating them in their own game that they set. We can only defeat them with our own program we set, and that program is no election in Biafra land. It is hitting hard on them. That is the reason they don't want it. The reason they are telling you to come and vote is because they want that voting, because the voting work for their favor, but no election work for our favor. Can you understand that very simply? So Biafrans, be wise, be wise. The time is fast spent. We cannot continue to allow ourselves to be continually deceived by these ungrateful individuals. Now we are going to see something.
Greetings, dear friends. Greetings, lovers of freedom. I want you people to pay attention to after this, so that people, those who are committing this crime. I want you to pay attention as we watch the video. Watch it.
If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. Wicked politicians are sponsoring the killings in Olu. Last week in Oweruru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died. Not one PDP man, his house has been attacked or burnt. So it is very clear to me that these people are after APC. I am sorry for those who will come in a very naked daylight. I want to be after government. Only a weak government can allow that. It is my hope that the people who are doing this will use the period of Easter and they repent. If they don't repent, government will come all out. I have decided to say this Because the people behind this are also carrying the blackmail. They are the ones that will kill. They are the ones that will come out to blame government. They think we don't know what they are doing. I think their cup is now full. And killing of innocent people must stop in Imo State.
Now, I believe you have listened to the Hope Uzodinma. According to him,
know or he will hear or he will listen to. Is it not that? If not that, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and DOS plan to poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as he is about to be released from the DSS custody. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 28th of January 2023, and there is a heartbreaking news that I'm bringing to you right now. It has come to our notice that Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the members of the DOS criminals that we have expelled from Biafra agitation are currently planning to poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and of course the commander-in-chief of the Eastern Security Network, ESN. I will be showing you evidence of this very broadcast that I'm making, or this allegation that I'm laying right now. So for now, it is allegation. But by the time I will show you evidence, you will now conclude with me that this is reality. You see, we have studied these people. We know their modus of operandi. We know how they always lay allegation on people, and at the end of the day, they will execute their plans. We have seen them, how they executed so many members of Eastern Security Network. First of all, they labeled them kidnappers and all kinds of names, including criminals. And at the end of the day, they executed them. They planned very hard. Let me tell you, the killing of Double Lion did not happen, by sudden. Yes, they planned it for so many months before it happened. The shooting and the arrest of engineer didn't just happen. Recall that Chinasa Nworu threatened engineer, which we have the voice record, and he told him that he's going to show him that this gun that they are carrying, that they are not the only ones carrying it. People all normally forget so quick. They planned it, and it was late last year that they managed to get engineer down. Although they didn't kill him, but they scattered his legs and they took him. Are you getting the point? So now, Chinasa Nworu has come again. In fact, I don't want to talk too much. I want to show you evidence, for the first evidence, and then I will move to the second one while I keep analyzing it. Now, if you take a look at your screen, you will see the write-up from the verified and official Facebook handle of Chinasa Nworu. He said, breaking news. It's confirmed Nigerian DSS have poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria had broken the camel back its war. This was written early yesterday. Chinasa Nworu said, breaking news, it is confirmed. Who confirmed to Chinasa Nworu? Of course, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I want to take you from one place to another, and I want you to follow me. don't rush and don't stop listening until I'm done with this analysis, because it is very, very important and it's going to go down the record lane. According to Chinasanwo, he said it is confirmed. We all know that Chinasanwo is in Kuwait. He is not in the zoo. And they have been working hand in hand with Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who brought division in IPOB in order to execute his evil plans against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who has been working hand in hand with these criminals that we expelled in IPOB, who are still parading themselves today as the so-called leadership without spine. He has concluded his plans with these criminals to announce it first, to project it to the minds of our people, to let the people know that the DSS is planning, or has already, according to him, he said they have poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the message from Chinasanwo. But when we made our own inquiry, first of all, let me show you what Simon Ekpa has said. Mazi Simon Ekpa has responded to them after his own investigation. After the investigation made by Mazi Simon Ekpa, he wrote, "My attention has been drawn to a post made by one of the criminals that MNK has been poisoned. I call on all Biafrans to disregard and ignore such nonsense. It is them and Ejiofor, the murderer, that are planning to poison MNK because they knew he will be out very soon again." And he continued, "Ejiofor visit to Onyendu must now be monitored." Did you get that? Ejiofor's visit to Onyendu will now be monitored. Very, very important. Some people say, you say Ejiofor did this, he did that. Why is he still representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Have you asked yourself, why are they still keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS? In the DSS dungeon? That they do not allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to other amenities. Why would?
Okay, comrade, Mama Patricia, are you ready?
I'm back. I didn't go again.
Okay. Mama Patricia? Okay, not ready. So veteran, then from the videos I have just played, then we hear Hope Ozadimma stating it clear that IPOB, we, the IPOB members, are not responsible for the killings in Imo State, for the killings in the entire Igbo land, for the killings in Biafra land, that we are not responsible for the terrorism going on in Biafra land. So they know all this. Then he knows all this since ever then and had been keeping quiet. I begin to design that probably he meant the terrorism to favor him, and the terrorism is now working against him, because I believe he is part and parcel, because he really knows those responsible. And according to him, he said it is the PDP. Say none of PDP members have died, while the members of APC precisely are dying and being killed by political thugs sent by the politicians, and directing his allegation or his claim to the PDP politicians. So Hope Ozodimma knows all this. Probably he was trying to dominate, sending his own squad, but they never succeeded, and these people come to supersede them. Now the killing, the terrorism seem to be working against him. Or he is the person responsible for all of the killing, but just using it as a campaign strategy to transfer his atrocity to the members of the PDP. However, Hope Uzodimma should have gone further to bring the names of those responsible, those financing the terrorism in Biafra land, and with evidences. This is what he should go and do more and more. Then Biafrans, how do you think that this kind of people, the kinds of Hope Uzodimma, the kinds of Ohaneze and Rurala, how can you believe that these people have anything progressive to us, the Biafrans? It is unbelievable, and believing it is a madness. Then action accompanies believing. When you believe it, that will prepare you to go and support them in voting or whatever, supporting whatever strategy they bring. And they have no other strategy apart from dragging you to the polling units. The other day, Master Simon Ekman, the autopiloters declared seats at home 23rd, 24th of this January, which we supported wholeheartedly. Then you see Governor Okezi Bazo, the worst among them in Abia State, declaring the same 23rd, 24th as their own seat at home for the collection of PVC, only to find a means to counter our movement for our liberation, because they have lost it, because they have lost control over us. So, veteran, so what now? IPOB is justified. Simon Ekpa is vindicated. Autopiloters are vindicated. All of us are vindicated from the killing they are talking about. Also, we hear about Chinas Anworu claiming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been poisoned by the members of the DSS, by the Nigerian Department of Security Service. So, if Chinas Anworu knows this, Chinas Anworu also should know those who has poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I think that Chinas Anworu has to provide, he has the responsibility to provide us with those who had poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with evidence. Because as we understand, perhaps he is the person responsible for the poisoning, or he is about or yet to poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but trying to program our mind to believe that the DSS had done so while believing him. But God forbid it won't happen. Then if they later on execute their plan, they will begin to point hand on the members of the DSS, while the real poisoners are just behind us or with us and hiding themselves. So, Chinas Anworu, why not you providing those who have poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with evidences? And the failure to do so, I believe, the poisoning should not be any other person than Chinas Anworu, since he knows and has confirmed it. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been poisoned. Chinas Anworu also should know the people. He will give us the names of those people. Then their tribes, whether they are Fulanis, whether they are Igbos, whether they are Yorubas, whether they are of any of the tribe in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, telling us their communities and telling us their ranks in the office, in the police, telling us, because they know those people responsible for that. They should, and it is their responsibility. It is their responsibility as the leader or the leaders of this movement to arrest the people responsible for the poisoning of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if it is really true, of which I believe it is not true yet. And if it is not true, this is another evidence that Chinas Anworu, Chikedozem, and the DOS are absolutely confused about the whole matter. So, veteran, add your own word to what I have just said.
Thank you very much, Makano.
God bless you, really good.
All we are saying is no election in Biafra land. That is all we are saying. No election in Biafra land. Onye gara to election ọnwụ ya o. Onye ọbụla chege echiche ịga to election ọwụ ọnwụ ya ka ọ na-eche echiche o. No election in Biafra land. The line is drawn. Hear it and hear it very, very well. No election in Biafra land. So whether Uzodimma or Devu Mahio or Kezi Pazo or Usoludo, whoever you are, killing yourselves and ranting and going into your rituals because that is who you are, ritualists, criminals. You can do anything and everything to remain in power. So we know you all. Go ahead and accuse and counter-accuse each other. It is a thing we know long ago. There has been never any election in Biafra land that has gone without bloodshed. Even in the university elections, they even kill to become vice chancellors. So what is new about it? Waving the blame does not solve the problem because it is not a simple, peaceful freedom fighter. However you try to interpret it, however you try to see it, IPOB is doing what they are supposed to do. Not IPOB can expel the DOS. Not IPOB ke Chike Dozem na China Saworu na Carol White. Not that IPOB. This is IPOB of those who are aware and those who are bent on getting this freedom. Those who are bent on working on Martin Nnamdi Kanu's legacy. That is the IPOB. So, Hope Uzodimma, go ahead without even naming. Only name when you want your convenience. You bring in one of them and tag him IPOB and pay him. Give him all the money in the world to come and claim that he is the ESN or that he is IPOB. And that this one sent him, that one sent him. Go ahead. When it comes to that, you will bring them. But in this case, you are saying, because you are number one in sending your agents, sending your killers to burn down houses, exonerating yourself. You are all in the same boat, the same people. All of you, you are in the same boat. You are all ritualists, climbing on people's blood, killing each other. As for the Kuwait boy, China Sanworu, is there any need asking him to name the people? When he made such an assertion, it all implies that he knows everything about it. He knows the in and out. He knows how. He knows when. He knows who. That is when you can make such assertions. Now, war. But when you look for me, you did not see him. Burn down the zoo. And then we are all over the place shouting, hey, peace, oh, peace, oh. You are calling me a terrorist. Now you are not going to be a terrorist. You are going to go for war. China Saworu, you are going to go for war when you kill our leader. Because you do not want all your criminal acts to be known. You don't want us to have a first-hand information of all your criminal acts. China Saworu, Chike Doziem, members of the DOS, the legal team. You people do not want us to know, to have a first-hand information. But we have them anyway. So it doesn't matter what you do. But one thing we assure you is that you can never succeed in killing our leader. Our leader is untouchable. You cannot kill him because he's in the palms of God. His master who sent him will always guide him. And even if he takes a poisonous, dangerous poison, he will vomit it. No matter what level of torture and malnutrition, he will survive it. And he will come out to us wiser than he went into that place. Healthier and smarter. So China Saworu and the members of the DOS, you have lost it all. You have lost the battle. You cannot reverse it. Since you have employed the people to go and poison our leader, since you have sent your messengers, your errands, to go and poison our leader, criminals, mad people everywhere. Who do you think you are deceiving? You are only a baby. You know nothing. Aboro. Aboro. Aboro, what do you know? How can you compete with intelligent people? Can you compete? Who are you? IPOB, I know hotel here and there. Do you think that makes you anybody? You are still a pauper, a tout. So you cannot deceive us. And when you get men the can, but when you men China Saworu, you are to be held responsible. China Saworu and members of the DOS are responsible for whatever our leader is going through and will go through. But he will not go through any harm because Psalm 91 is for him. No adversary will ever overcome him. He is whiter than white and whiter than snow. He's a righteous man, a sincere man, an honest man, a freedom fighter, a selfless fighter who has denied himself of everything to fight for you. To fight for you, Biafra. We need to appreciate it. By rallying around him, saying no to election in Biafra land. Biafrans, you have to stand by it and say no to any election, any manipulation in Biafra land. Join the autopilot. Join Simon Ipa. Join us. Let us join us together and chase this devil away from Biafra land. Chase the idiots. Chase the politicians that call themselves elite. Look at Nduna elite. Darkness na kpongwe elite. Ohaneze, social club. Udelele riozu. Unu na kpongwe elite. Continue to deceive our youth. Oh, my dear youth, do not allow yourself to be continue to be deceived by these ones that are already joined. They are joined. Get your freedom. There is nothing like freedom. With freedom, you have the air of victory. With freedom, you will be proud of your nation. Get a country that you'll be proud of once. Americans are proud of America. And many other countries are proud of where they come from. Why can't we be proud of where we come from? We must have to fight for it. We must have to make it so. And unite to get this wonderful nation. United we will stand. Divided we fall. Leave Uchina Sanworu and the members of DOS aside. They are no more part of us. They are sold out. As many as we are left, they are only how many percent? They are not up to 5% of Biafrans. Why do we have to give them any kind of recognition? Biafrans, unite and fight our common enemy. Fight our common enemy. The Fulanis are our common enemy. And there are stooges in our land. The politicians, they are our common enemy. Chase them out and liberate Biafra. Forge Biafra of all these evil men. Thank you very much, Biafra.
God bless you, veteran. God bless you, really good veteran. Then, Mama Patricia, I believe you're available.
Yeah.
Okay. Very great. So, Mama Patricia, finally,
I can see Rafi. It's Rafi here.
Yes.
Does he want to contribute?
Mazi Raphael, if you want to contribute, I have posted the link. I've posted the link. The link is available there. Then you join us, or you call on phone. The phone number is, you have my phone number already. You call us if you have anything to tell us. So we'll be grateful to welcome that. So while we'll be waiting for that, then Mama Patricia be preparing. Finally, we, the Biafra agitators, and the most especially IPOB members who really mean well, who really mean business, because that is the reason when they commit these atrocities, they try to shift the blame, shift the accusation against us. But among them, the politicians, they are dragging for dominance. That is one of the secrets Hope Uzodinma has come out to say that IPOB is not responsible for the terrorism in Biafra land. Rather, it is them, the politicians. It is dragging of dominance. Who will dominate? Who will take the stage? Who will hijack the Biafra right, Biafra privilege, Biafra everything to go and sell to Nigerians to make more money? That is what they are dragging. Am I right or am I wrong? Why them exposing themselves now? And why not them bringing the killers? Why not them bringing the killers to justice, bringing them to judgment? Master Raphael, you can call again. Sorry, I was speaking and my phone was silenced when you call, so you can call again. I'm with the phone on the hand right now. So if you call now, I'll pick it. Okay. So, Ma Patricia, wait. Hello, Master Raphael. God bless you. You're highly welcome.
Hello. Wow. happy that we are gaining ground, and these people, no matter how they gather themselves against the truth, they will all fail woefully. You know, at this time when it is, that's number one, you know, the Bible says that narrow is the way that leadeth to freedom. You know, no matter how, but now God has even gathered the truthful people, the truth bearers. God has brought the people together that are standing on the side of truth. And I'm happy as I'm hearing from veteran, you know, as he's instructing people on where to stand and who to follow. These people, they are irrelevant anymore. You know, from collaborating with these politicians, now the politicians turning against them, they don't even know where to stand anymore. Hakukata with Soludo, Habawa Soludo Mba, Hakukata with Hope Uzadema, now they don't even know what to do anymore. It's evident that their evil have caught up with them. And in no distant time, their shame will be made open. You know, I'm happy that Biafrans have known where to stand. You know, I'm going to send you video, maybe in your next
program,
good video that you are going to play. You know, where this 7,000 teeth, he came got none of them.
Why I met Methuselah?
Yeah, so 7,000 teeth, and so they are actually opposing Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. It is now obvious that they are ready to fight our leader. But Onyendu have already known the people that are standing firm. And he told them to maintain their position. Maintain their position. You know, when you listen to them, you just know that these people are obviously against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. And what did he do to them? Look at Efe. The way Efe was talking the other day, you just listen very sarcastic, talking about the intestine. He's saying intestine don't rot, the intestine don't smell, he don't die, he don't almost die. So it is these people, they just run out immediately, they just have a propaganda against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to relate to his death. They will come out, he don't die, he don't die. What will you do to bring him out? They will not make any effort. The other idiot called Jonathan the other day, he was saying, people should give him to us. Why is even if he's almost dying, let us have him before he dies. Today, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will not die. Do we all die? Simon Ekpa will not die. Simon Ekpa is the spokesperson of the Biafran people. He will not die. He is the dragon. That fire will consume all of you. The truth is already biting you. I
am a witness.
Biafra will come.
I am a witness.
Biafra will come, and all of you will be dumped into the dustbin. You are all pigs. Pigs. You are pigs, and you are all rejected. Animal that people will not want to eat. Even Ozunu says people will not come close to eat. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will be triumphantly out of that dungeon, and he will come out proud of us because we are restoring Biafra this year, 2023, to your shame and your disgrace. In the mighty name of Chukwu Kadiama. You are doing wonderfully well. I greet you. I greet veteran. I greet every one of you. Continue to do good work and stand behind the spokesperson of Biafran people. Stand behind it. You are. It is called Ake Uchionwa. Akame Uchionwa. Someone may feel like this. No hand will cover it. And that's where we are headed. And
thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you. That's great. That's great.
He's having a network problem. Yeah. So the network has caught him. So, yes, it is not a surprise to me. I want to say something. You know, I am not talking based on jealousy and envy, but I am talking on the basis of facts and the reality, because I do have my own document already. I have my own Spanish residence. As soon as if it was given the UN documents, who are the UN? Who are the UN? UN document given. It is just like giving Uchemefo UN documents, giving Omiomio UN documents. That means Efe's mouth has been shut against the UN. Just mark it from that day he was issued that document. Efe will no longer be speaking against the UN. So what they are playing is just like initiating people into secret occults. It's initiating people into occults. That is the system they are running now. Efe is really bribed with the UN. If he has her normal Italian residence, it is a different issue, because that is the Italian government giving her the resident issue. But anything that has to do with the UN is about control. It is about buying over. It is about buying over. And now sometimes they tackle Soludo. Soludo was last time complaining that upon all of the money they have given to these people, yet they did not deliver. They did not perform well. Because they are disappointed. They never can believe that somebody like Simon Ekpa will rise. They never could believe that people like us will stand against the evil we observed going on in the IPOB that day, that led to the mass expulsion of many people. Even to me, even when the threat was rising, I decided to leave IPOB. Nobody expelled me from IPOB, but it is because if I remain there, I must support their system. Because I do not want to support their system, that is why I have to leave. Then I begin my own program as an opposition to that system they are running from my own angle where I am today. So, glory be to God, we are progressive. Mas Raphael, we really appreciate your contribution, and by the grace of God, it doesn't matter whoever, even if it is my worst enemy that have repented and mean business to bring Biafra, I will support the person, because all we are talking about is Biafra. Because my best friend can even turn to be my worst enemy tomorrow to sabotage Biafra, which will be worse than the repentant enemy. And anyone who is talking about Biafra, even if the person offends me, I will forgive the person. I will forgive the person. Even I will apologize to forgive the person. So far, the person is talking about Biafra, and the Biafra we are going for, Biafra we are going to get. That is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's word, and nothing can change it. We cannot listen to any other idiot telling us otherwise. It doesn't matter how much money or connection the person may have. So, Mazen Raphael, you're highly welcome. Then next time you can come back also to make your contribution. So, Mama Patricia, you're going to round up. You're going to round up the program. Take the stage. Tell us your own word regarding all that is playing out. Then, in the end, I will present your memory verse of the day.
All right. Thank you so much. And
God bless you immensely.
my greetings to Pastor Vam. You're doing a great job, and God's anointing is upon all of you and everyone, including ourselves here, from different angles. We must beat down that gate of hell, and nothing will stop us. So from all angles, we have risen up. This is the time that Mazi was dreaming. He said he needed 100 men. And it's only this hot season, hot time, that has brought forth the 100 men and women. So now we are no more keeping back anything. We are moving forward with speed and with fire. So we thank God for how he has finally, in what they thought to do evil for us, it turned to be good for us indeed. These saboteurs, traitors from World Igbo government or World Igbo Congress to Ohana Fulani and the governors and the senators and the business Nollywood scammers, down to those who has left the Jehovah that Maz introduced them and did the prayers of atonement instead of them to stand firm. The Fulanis and the British just gathered them all together and brought them to soil and pollute our land with their rubbish, lifeless concoctions that don't talk or walk, including their so-called pastors. All of them are not pastors anyway, but they just use the name. Just like that man, that priest that is wearing white to come and deceive the gullible. You know, the Bible says the devil comes out like, you know, like an angel of light.
Angel of light.
The angel of light to deceive people. I've already told my people, and I keep telling them, the churches that you see now in that zone there, even internationally, watch very clearly before you go. They are not sent by God. All of them are on contract. Contract from ECOWAS, contract from EU, contract from the wicked Britain, the murderers and the bloodsuckers, the thieves and lazy people. They think they are wise and they're intelligent. I've now seen that they are not civilized, in fact. I've now seen that they are not educated. We are the sons of God that are educated, that have all it takes. Because we speak their language, we speak our own. They can't speak our own unless they have a saboteur to interpret for them. So it's bad for them. Business is bad for them now. So we carry on. I will continue to support whatever and whoever that have risen to join this struggle, because we have passed the time of agitation. We are now in the time of what? Getting in to possess the land. The time of tares and weed, we've almost passed it. We are now in the season of what? Weeding out the tares to put them in the burning fire, while the wheat will now go to inherit the land. That is the time that we are in now. And thank God that even as our Mazi is there, they thought they have seen a weak man like Masop with them and the rest that came before him. So that little shaking, they will give up and take money to go and build a hotel. Build a hotel for criminals and build companies outside the Nigeria that they so much want to put one. But they didn't know that they met with a special breed, an elect of God. They didn't know that they meet a man, Mwachineke, always prepared and sent out by God. Their type are different from every other man you can see. And they come once in their generation. And as we are in this generation to foresee and participate in this great feat that God brought through Mazi, we are holding on tight with all our life, soul and spirit and mind. And the Nigeria will do nothing. The Britain will do nothing. Because Mazi often tells us that a voluntary army, nobody can stand before them. And that is what these 100 men now, well prepared, after having taken in and seen every the video moving, the movie going on, everything have sorted itself out. So sorry for China Sanwó and the gang, and the Chika Edoziem and so on and so forth, plus their political gangs, their senators, every one of them, their chief and the governors, all of them put together, ECOWAS, AU, bring the hell from where you bring it. I will tell you people that he that goes with God has the victory. So it's no more coming to intimidate us, to succumb to the same suffering. It's not going to work this time. God will continue to strengthen our leader until he danced that dance he mentioned. That prophecy is the remaining one. And God will protect and preserve him. Those that are selling and prophesying and talking rubbish, already the word has come back to them. They are the ones that will be dying while they are breathing. So, Biafrans, if you look at the things going on, you will never hear anywhere you are in the world. Have you ever had one Ghana, one Libya, one Italy, one Britain, one Germany? You've never had such a thing. You will only hear it in one Nigeria because, like their politician confess that it's only devil can handle Nigeria, because they know that that place is a devil's kingdom. So it's only good for devils to be there. We are the children of light and children of God. That zone, that corrupt contraction, that confusion that Britain, Catherine Ling has put together is not for the children of light. And therefore, we have no part or lot in it. Our part is where God has put us, and we will get it. We will redeem, and we will go ahead much more than they ever think. All these states in Biafra, which Mazen has mentioned, all of them, not 1 inch will be given out. So let's go straight to our memory verse, as we always do in each day we come on Sunday. We don't leave this platform without sharing the word of truth, the word of life to us. So let us go to the word. That's what has given us the victory. That's what Mazi used to keep himself watching naked, spotless. That's what he used. And the demons are bowing before him. That's the same word that will shape us and take us out from iniquity and corruption. Exodus 1 from verses 10 to 14. So please help us out, Collins. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Exodus 10, 1 to 14.
No,
now, this
1,
Exodus,
10 to 14.
Exodus chapter 1, 10 to 14. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 10 to 14. Let me read. Say, come, let us deal shrewdly with them, so that they will not multiply, and in the event of war, join our enemies and fight against us and escape from the land. So they set taskmasters over them to oppress them with hard labor. And the sons of Israel built Pithom and Ramesses as storage cities for Pharaoh. But the more the Egyptians oppressed them, the more they multiplied and expanded, so that the Egyptians dreaded and were exasperated by the Israelites. And the Egyptians made the Israelites serve vigorously, forcing them into severe slavery. They made their lives bitter with hard labor in mortar, brick, and all kinds of field work. All their labor was harsh and severe.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
For the reading. Biafrans, we've had the reading of the day. Here we see that the same story repeated itself, as the saying goes, that history repeats itself. But the joy of our heart is that as they did it here, and victory was won, that is the same thing. Since they didn't learn lesson then, and they came back again, not knowing that God says affliction will not happen the second time. The Jew forgot that. The uncircumcised Philistines, Fulani, the vagabonds, sucking blood every day. They didn't remember that. The vagabonds. The British government, they have forgotten that. If they had a way of scraping it out, deleting it from the word, from the Bible, they would have done that. But they were blinded as they are blinded today. Here they troubled, they maltreated the Israelites, our sisters and brothers, our family. Because don't forget that we are from them. We are the same. The Israelites expanded, grew, multiplied in wisdom, in talent, in everything. They are special people, special breed. And we've had Mazi said, we are the children of Tupu Okike Abia. We've had Mazi said, they thought I would be corrupt like them. But they didn't know that I'm a special breed. A breed that has nothing to do with failure. A breed that can only be above and not beneath. A breed that you keep killing, murdering, stealing their wealth. But at the end, they conquer all. All is restored to them. They overtake. And everything that was stolen from them are given back 100-fold. That is the breed we are talking of. The breed that no matter what the Britain are planning, each day they plan it, it will backfire on them. They have been killing our people. And the more they kill, the more we multiply. The more we come forth with new strength. When they sold Mazi, when they kidnapped him, and renditioned him. In fact, they wanted to kill him there, but God told them, I am the owner of life. They didn't succeed. As they didn't succeed for Moses, they didn't succeed for Jesus, they didn't succeed for every instrument that God prepared to do a thing, a special mission at a special time. They kept killing the Israelites. They kept making them to build and develop their nations. That's what we are seeing now. But in all that, what happened at the end? Israel won. The more they kill them, the more they become better. The more they want to share the propaganda of lies, the more truth pops up like a seed and grows to a big tree with branches. That is what is happening now. All their lies telling us, want to intimidate us, you people to calm down and take the election. And we told them through our spokesman that anointing, double anointing has fallen upon Simon. And it will continue. Just like it is with Moses and Joshua, so it is with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. Because the wolves, they came to devour. But lion has come out again to tell them that it is this time or never. So Biafra will fight for this time, once and for all. and regain back our land. And all that they have destroyed, all that they have killed, all that they have stolen, they are going to pay double. Because at the end, you see that when Israel was leaving, God told Moses, you will not come back or take the land you're going to, or leave Egypt empty-handed. You are going to spoil them. You're going to take everything that they lived with. So will it be for the zoo. So will it be for Britain. So will it be for everyone that have been stealing to build their hotels. All of those things will sink in the ground. The money they have hoarded, it will sink in the ground. Their children, their family, all will sink in the ground. As they have made mothers to be childless, widows, widowers, orphans, as they have taken our wealth and been making us to live a very hard and harsh suffering life, as they have made us to leave our land, to be suffering and become servants outside. The wheel is changing. The hand clock is changing. It's revising. And they will know that God is in Israel and God is in Biafra. And God has never failed his people or failed his word. So Biafrans, in all the sufferings we are going through, that they are making us to suffer both home and abroad, they have to know that they have failed as they failed in this time here. They are failing in this other time, which is the end time. Because Mazi said, Biafra will come and nothing will stop it. This is a message from God. And his promises are yes and amen. So we believe that those who are wrestling against us are wrestling against themselves. That is where we are now. And we will take over the gates of our enemies. That's what we are in now. So Biafrans, be strengthened. The 100 men are out. And God will help each and every one of us that love our land and love God and love Maza and love truth to take it back. Thank you. Think on these things, read the word, believe God, and we'll make it. No fear, no shaking, because God is with the righteous. What we are fighting is a legal, true thing, our inheritance. It's only when we leave it that God will be annoyed with us. But when we stand firm to it, you will see power, double anointing will come. Those that are now eating themselves, God is exposing them and we are seeing it. So the remnant, the 100 men that are already out, we are out to get the land as God has promised our leader. Thank you. Till next Sunday. God bless you.
God bless you, really good. So Biafrans, you have heard and you have listened to today's program. Consistency is the key. The reason we have gotten into the slavery we are suffering from is that we were sleeping, we were slumbering for centuries. And the enemies were always at alert, always awoken and engaged in their activities of enslaving us. But now we are beginning to be awakened. We must continue because the will of the oppressors is that we should quit while they will continue. But our freedom and sustenance, because it is one thing to really get our freedom, it is another thing also to protect our freedom. It is not just about we getting our freedom. When we get it, then we'll protect it. Then when we get to that stage, we will also be lecturing us on how to protect the freedom. May God bless you. So may we wave to Biafrans, telling Biafrans bye for the end of today's program.
Biafrans, avoid the P2B. P2B is a killer. P2B is a killer. Avoid him. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Water is good. Yo, my Patricia, Ralph is greeting you specially. Love you, mommy. Water is the code, and that is where we are. That
is the code, Raf. Pastor Bam, we are burying them.
Yeah.
We are burying them this time. It's time to reap.
Yeah,
Thank you.
God bless you. Until we meet again,